means left. But if it was x minus 2 squared, that minus sign means you're going right. The subtraction shifts to the right, and addition shifts to the left. Again, you might be confused because you're thinking, whoa, 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 I just thought we were just told that addition means that you're shifting upwards, and subtraction means you're going down. Here, now I'll be showing you the difference between our two equations. So in our first example we did, when we did vertical shifts, it was f of x equals x squared plus 2. And the new one, so I'll say this was vertical. Oops, I ran out of room. I was going to say v for vertical. That was a vertical shift. Now we have our horizontal shift, which was f of x equals, instead, it was similar, but instead it looked like this. It was x plus 2 squared. And this was a horizontal shift. So the difference between these two is you see how the 2 for the first example is not included within that parent function grouping. You see how down here we have the parentheses, and the 2 is instead inside, versus up here, you can think of the parentheses being here, the 2 is on the outside. Whenever you see that 2 if it's on the outside, then you know it's a vertical shift. But if it's within that grouping, let's say if it was like an absolute value equation, if it was in that absolute value, then it's a horizontal change. And I'm hoping this next slide helps with it. This probably will help with it. Oh, I just realized here, this will help too. I'll move this one up here. So we have horizontal and vertical shifts. So down here, if you don't take any notes in this video, if you haven't taken any notes yet, make sure you write this down. This is the main gist of what I want you guys to have taken away with today's lesson. With knowing, see this little H on the inside, this will kind of help. It's when it's on the inside of that grouping symbol, then it's horizontal. But if it's on the outside, like the K, then it's vertical. And we have this little table down here to help signify. So for instance, if it's plus 4, it goes up 4, minus 3, down 3. And if it's within the grouping sign here, going right, oh, this should be a plus. Then if it's saying left, there we go. I'll do some practice. So right now we're just identifying what the parent function is, and we're describing the translation. So we're going to be saying this is we can just write absolute value of x, or you can write absolute value. Absolute value. And the translation, is this a horizontal or a vertical change? Think if it's inside, go back to this page, if it's inside the grouping, so if it's inside the absolute value, then it would be horizontal. But that 3 is not within, it's not x plus 3. It's not like that. If it was like that, then it would be horizontal. But since it's on the outside, then it's a vertical change. So it's going up 3. Because if it would say plus 2, then it would be up 2. If it was minus 3, then it would be down 3. So now we're going into number 2. We have square root. That's our function. So I'm just going to write square root. The translation, is it inside that square root sign? Is it like this? Remember, so this would be our horizontal. But since it's outside, it's still vertical. So that would be going down 2. And then last but not least, we have a cubic, so x cubed is cubic. The translation, since it's not within the grouping, it's going up 4, because it's a plus, not minus. Now, this is the part that was different. This is differentiating. Now it's going, these are all horizontal shifts because they are inside that grouping. So because we just described the parent functions before, so we can just skip that step for now, since we just did that. It's the same function. or the same parent function, just different equations. So the translation, since it's plus 3, if it's a plus, we know we're going left. So we're going left 3. If it's minus within that sign, within the grouping, and it's going right. So right 2 units. And then since it's plus, left, what's the value? 4. Awesome. Now this next one, this is combining the two. So now we have to differentiate between. So again, we already answered the parent function, so we can skip that step since we did that already with a couple of slides ago. Now we're just describing the translation. Well, we know we're going, let's see what's on the outside of our grouping. On the outside, that's going to be our vertical shift. So we're going up 2. And our horizontal shift is, since it's on the inside, this is our horizontal shift. And since it's plus, we're going left 3. I'm going to keep doing that for the following. So what's on the outside of our equation? Or not the outside of our equation, the outside of that square root sign? It's the minus 5. So we're going down 5. And what's on the inside? At minus 4. And since it's minus, minus means right. So minus left or right 4. And last but not least, on the outside of the cube of the parentheses, we have minus 4. So going down 4. And this plus 5. That's your h value. So remember back to here, so we have our h and our k. So our h is that 5, and since it's positive 5, it's going left. What's the value? 5. So again, so today I wanted you guys to take away knowing that if it's determining whether it's a vertical or horizontal shift, or taking those values if it's if it's a combination of a vertical and a horizontal shift, and identifying which one is which. So again, remember, if it's a vertical shift and you're going up, if it's plus, you're going up. If it's minus, you're going down. And if it's a horizontal shift, the h value here, then if it's minus, you're going right. But if it's plus, so if it's like x plus 4, then you're going left. Again, remember to do the attendance form and the homework quiz and the homework itself. And always, as always, feel free to email if you have any questions.